So I sent out an email community. Let me share this for those of you who are new around these parts. I have an email community that I communicate with um, it, a variety of things. Okay, and today I sent out an email uh, sharing that the subject line said "broke to 7 weeks in Italy." That was the subject line: "broke to 7 weeks in Italy." And I shared the story that I want to share here with you now to make a point about the value of immersion and what it truly takes to change. I apologize for all the lies that have been told for millennia and the distortions that have been placed in the psyche of humanity that has y'all and your family and friends and loved ones and strangers and children confused and not knowing who you are and feeling like you're just floating around here. What are we doing and why am I here? And to really come home to yourself and to really live the life that you would live if you truly have free will. Naima, please do not plant seeds and let the people do the da. You see, even doing that, the awareness that, see, anyway, I sent the email out. And the point I want to make here today, and I hope, I don't even have to hope, it's going to help some. The hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. But if you actually had free will, sorry, um, to get yourself as close to free will as possible and really start to live the life that oh God, I keep saying this because I just know how most people are never gonna. Golly, that is effed up. That's so effed up. Y'all like my linen dress? I really like this linen dress. Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hello. Cigarettes. I remember that Betty Boop. Ow. There's just so much possible for humans. And the only reason why we don't is because what's going on in the unconscious mind of humanity. The point here, ultimately, that I like to get at is what it actually takes. It's difficult, but you can do it. What does it actually take to live the 1% life, the 5% life? Maybe you don't even want the 1% life. Maybe you want the 20% life or the, 10% life? Because I think the last time I checked, if you were making like $411,000 annually or something like that, you were in like the top 5% of, you were like considered the wealthy in America. You were the top earner, 400,000 a year, approximately, or more. So if you want to live that, that life, and really the freedom within your being to be able to create extraordinary things and transform, I'm recommending strongly Women in Italy, and why. So the story that I shared in email to my community today was when I went to Italy on a one-way ticket for 7 weeks. I didn't have a plan that, like after 7 weeks, I'm going to do this, and that. No, I just knew I wanted to go to Italy. I had a burning, strong desire to go to Italy. I actually wanted to live in Italy. But at that time, I didn't see myself actually living. I just said, I'm going to go for 7 weeks on a one-way ticket. And my reason for going is, one, because I'd always wanted to be there. And two, because I needed to change my relationship with wealth in all forms, money being one form of wealth. That's why I needed to change. Now, prior to this trip to Italy, I had been on the feast or famine financially as a coach. And I kept, like so many people, not even just people in the industry of coaching, being like, I know I can make more money. I want to make more money. How do I do this? Thank you for all the hearts. Hello, beautiful people. How do I make more money? How do I? And also remembering who I am. So I'm not normal. I've never had the proclivities of normal people. I've never wanted what normal people want. I'm not normal. So I'm speaking as a God, first of all. And to put it in more, layman's terms, black sheep. I was born as a black sheep. My black sheepness is not a trauma response. I have always been different. I've always been a bright light. I've always been too much. I've always been weird. That has been me my entire life. I've always been a leader. My mom said trying to raise me was like trying to wrangle an angel. So I'm speaking on behalf of all the people who have always been different. And so many of us, we typically, not always, but we typically take one of two paths. We either end up doing very well in the normal world, because anything that we choose to do, we do it. Just like when I really chose to get serious in coaching, it's like the money, it was just like basically I was a bank. Just the money was, man. So we either take one of two paths. We either do really well in corporate, but what we do is we heavily mask ourselves and we become really good con artists. We can read people. We know how to play the human game very well, and we just fit well. We know how, it's just so good. We know how to do it. So we either go that route, or a lot of us end up broke. A lot of us end up strung out, killing ourselves. Powerful ass beings who have used our powers for decline, used our powers to hide, used our powers and stayed in shame. And these are the two primary ways that we typically go. We'll find a way to hide behind, because I have stories of my own years of hiding and just being scared of my power and feeling so alone, and hoping that maybe this program will help, maybe this, and constantly, So anyway, I knew that as a bright light, as a walking God, as the original woman, that I needed to take drastic measures to shift my relationship with the material world. Okay. So if you are of sameness that I've discussed here, even of likeness, and you've tried all of just the common stuff you see on TikTok, how to manifest this, and surround yourself in white light, and go talk to the ancestors, and what else y'all doing, going to getting the tarot card readings, and what else have the manifestation they telling y'all to do online. Read these wealth consciousness books, which I do recommend. They're super great, right? Read these wealth consciousness books, do your money spells, put dollars on your wall, take $100 bill, and just like all these things that you are told to do, which are nice. They're crutch efforts. I call them crutch efforts. I call them baby efforts. If you love it and it works for you, keep doing it. At the end of the day, do what works for you. This is not about bashing or shaming any of that. If it works for you, do it. I'm talking as somebody who's a vast being. I'm very vast. I'm vast. So a lot of things that work for normal people just do not work for me. Talk therapy. Everybody going to see a therapist. Therapy didn't work for me. Just like all the normal shit, the normal medical ways, the normal ways to do things, transform things. When you are a vast being, when you are a walking God, they don't work. And part of the fucking problem is walking gods is so much a rejection of claiming fully their God power. Just like unapologetically. I'm a God, bitch. I'm a God. Until you own that shit down to the base of your pussy, your spine, your whole being, you're going to be out here miserable as fuck. You're going to have to hide behind people, places, and things when you don't own who the fuck you are. You're going to have to hide because the vastness that you are demands, requires that you be unapologetic, unafraid to die. Stand on your shit. That's why can't nobody tell me shit, because I know what it takes. Nobody. Not my mama, not the Bible, not no Christian, none of that. Bitch, look around. Look the fuck around at what's going on with us. Shut the fuck up. You niggas deserve a bullet in your fucking dicks. Motherfucker. The fuck out of here. Nigga, you need to, I'm gonna tell you, you need to own your shit, man. And it's hard as fuck. So this is why, when I was at this point, okay, we talking about, what was this? This is 2015, 9 years ago. I had depressed as fuck. I had fallen into a deep depression trying to win as a coach. Pardon me if my shit is right. Depressed, trying to do all the shit the normal people do. Going to this popular ass 7-figure coach and actually going to one of her events. What happened after was a game changer for me. It would basically drove me into my dark night. Okay. You know, and just constantly trying to do what everybody else do that works. Oh my God, this works. This is so popular. This works. And I'm telling you, keep on struggling and suffering, trying to do it the way this TikTok video, because this TikTok video got 500,000 views and all of these people saying, oh yeah, I did it and I was able to manifest $500 in an hour. And, you know, I was able to do this and I got my, all right, do it then. Keep and report back in 3 years. Is it sustainable? Is it growing? Is it everlasting? Is it eternal? Does it work for you as a walking God? It ain't gonna work for you as a walking God. I'm proof, and everybody I know who's a walking God is proof. The shit that work for normal people don't work for us in every fucking way imaginable. The perfumes they like. Everybody raving about how motherfucking awesome this shit is. Then you smelling and you like, what? This what these niggas is raving about? So I needed to do something that matches vastness. When you are a vast being, you're a God, you need to do things that are vast. Man or woman, if you're a man, you need to fuck a vast woman. Make love to a vast woman. If you're a woman, you need to make love to a vast man. Everything, your techniques need to be that of vastness. You can't, I don't give a fuck what other people talking about. I don't care what your pastor said, none of them. You need to do shit of vastness. You're strange, you're different, you're weird, you're abnormal, you're in this world and not of it. It's what it is. It always has been. Hasn't it been, even before I said this, hasn't it always been that? Everything you do need to be a vastness. You're a walking God. What do you think it's going to take? You're a walking God. What do you think it's going to take? See, but see, that when you don't own the God that you are, when I say that, it doesn't land in a real way. If you was walking around and you required a vast woman, truly. This one, nobody can't tell me shit. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. But you got to do hard shit to see how I see. You don't just get to see like this because you pray to God to give you sight. Because you read the word. That's a whole other God. You don't see like it. You see this by doing all the shit you're not supposed to do. By taking it, being the tree of life, taking in the tree of life, doing all the forbidden shit you ain't supposed to do, but only when you do it with the intent to be true. Only when you do it with the intent to be pure. Only when you do it with the intent to serve. Y'all think y'all can just override law? Maybe not you, but the people you know. So I knew I needed to do something immersive and vast. So I went and got a one-way ticket to a foreign country, Italy, not knowing what the plan is, what I'm gonna do. All I did was follow, do this. One-way ticket. All I had in my mind when I left was 7 weeks. And I need to radically transform my relationship with abundance on all levels. Money, yes, of course, but my whole way of being and receptivity with wealth. How I even interacted with life. Because as a walking God, so much of me, even though I was active in the world, like out here, like everybody else, going out, going to restaurants and doing la da da da, there was a huge part of me that was checked out. I just want to, what time is it? I want to put a little bit of, I'm going to back this up for a minute. and really give some word to those of us who we're out here raising our families, we're going to our jobs, running our companies, doing all the things, but we're very checked out at deep levels. The deep levels that hold the power that we need to do vast things in the world, the power that we need to unlock the grid so vast consciousness can permeate and penetrate this collective humanity in a vast way, the power that we need to not even be able to interpret fear in the way that I'm talking about deep, true, radical power that is so not of this world, of darkness, of, you know, confusion. I'm talking about a deep power, but you cannot access that when you are in disconnection, which is where I was at the time. And I'm out here doing all the things, like all y'all out here doing all the things, but you're not really here, right? You're not really here. Your whole being is here. Your God power is not here. Your deep voice is not here. That's why when I hear powerful Black men say they start defining feminine as like women who talk like this, and da, da, da. I'm like, sir, do you understand the lack of power a woman has to be in to talk like that? You are inadvertently telling me, yourself, your unconscious mind, and everybody that you want a weakened woman. Do you know that? Do you know? Just any woman who heals, how deep her voice gets. Why? Because she fully inhabits her fucking body. Do you know how much I have to shallow my breath to talk from here? I have to shallow my breath, which means I have to exist in my body less to talk like this, like a feminine woman. Because, hi, you my king, you so handsome. Do you know how much I'm shallowing my breath to do that? Do you know how much I'm not all the way down in my whole being? Which means when it's time for me to manifest, when it's time for me to advise you as my king, you come to me because I'm the queen. There's a decision here to make, something going on, whoop, whoop, whoop. But I exist in half of myself to appease your need for me to appear the white man's version of femininity. Or whoever you want to talk about, the race of people that created all the distortion. Yeah, record this and share. All y'all, record it and share. So that's the point here is all of the ways that both men and women are out of their power inadvertently, don't realize it. And so much of me was not here. Physically, I'm on earth, like all of us, going out to restaurants, sitting and shooting the shit with our brother, friends, family. We having sex, we cooking, we doing all of this, but we're not here. Your fullness is not here. Your God power is not who gets up out the bed and go walks to the shower in the morning. It's not you. So then when you go try to manifest something, you're not even manifesting from your wholeness. You want to go buy this and create that and build that and nurture that and explore that and research that and be that and that. It's not even all of you that's in on it. And when you're creating, when you're a vast God being, you're creating, God damn it, you need all of you. You need all of you. So here I am. I'm like, finally, after being in a fucking ditch, trying to do all the things that everybody else do, broke, struggling. I went through not bathing for days at a time. Was forced to live with my mom, broke as shit. She was paying my $70 cell phone bill. Deep, dark, depressive state, drinking myself to sleep. And in the bottom of that shit, I was like, nah. You know what I mean? And then for those of you who are like, how can I be this God that I know that I am? How can I be this vast, colossal, powerful being? Like when you have your moments of clarity, you see yourself and you like, and then you get mad as fuck because then you look out at your actual material world and you like, how is this mismatch going on? Who else here either has experienced that or is experiencing that right now? This is not interesting. This ain't for you. This ain't for you to know. This is interesting. A fellow God wouldn't say, "Oh, that's interesting." Thank you. Oh, that's so interesting. Not for you. So if this doesn't apply to you, you're in the wrong place. Why are you hanging out, right? So I gotta shift. I gotta get myself here. Now this is me intuitively moving. Nobody counseled me, advised me to. This is me intuitively moving. What's guiding me? This desire that I had always had to live in Italy, and knowing that I needed to presence myself here on earth more to be able to manifest. Knowing that I needed to shift my relationship with receiving all kinds of good times, good energy, good money, good thoughts, positivity, consistent positivity in my reality. Not like well, I need to manifest, so let me go think my positive thoughts. I want to feel better today, so let me crank on my positive affirmation. No, I wanted it to be my dominant primary state all the time, every day, no matter what was going on. And I needed some aggressive shit to shift my reality at a being level. So I got a one-way ticket to Italy for 7 weeks. And I said, we shifting this. This needs to change. I followed joy. I followed bliss. I followed what felt bigger. Because at the time, that felt like, whoa, that felt major. One-way ticket. You don't know when you're coming back. 7 weeks. You don't know the language. What's up? Right? But I trusted and I followed joy, bliss, yes. Okay. And while I'm there, I'm doing everything consciously. When I wake up in the morning, I lay in the bed, first of all, and I just look at where you are, look at what you did. And I'm impressing. And I want this immersive experience. I don't want to look at pictures of Italy. I don't want to look at videos on YouTube about Italy. I don't want to read and live vicariously through it. No, I want my whole being to be in the city. I want to wake up and look around and see Italian all around me. I want to be around the livings, the buildings, the everything. Immerse physically, especially as a woman in the space. Okay? So I wake up in the morning, I look at where you are. And I got a really nice Airbnb. I want where I wake up to represent wealth. When I wake up, I want my actual eyes, not my mind's eye. That's fine for people who are like, do it in the mind, fine. Okay. I want in and out and all to match. And I'm a God being. You don't want to do it that way, fine. I want to be there. I want to be in the physical. How do I represent wealth in every way imaginable? Okay, I'm getting a very, very nice Airbnb. Not the cheapest Airbnb I can find. A bed in the bathroom is fine. All I'm doing is sleeping there. That's enough. No, I want to wake up in wealth. I feel like I'm in a wealthy place. So when I wake up, I'm looking in the bed like, wow, look every morning, because I'm impressing into my system what's possible on earth. I'm impressing into my system what's possible on earth. Look, wow, look what you do. Get up, put my feet on the floor. Look. Okay. Go to the window, open the window, look out and see people walking by, driving by, listening, just paying acute attention. You're here. Look at what you did. Wow, look. Mm-hmm. Moving slow, just walking slow through the flat. Yep. Get dressed, go out somewhere and sit there and just look. Wow. Talk to people, laugh, read the language. I want to absorb this in my whole being. So it's not just this imaginary thing, but it's not having any landing in my experience with being here. Okay. Brittany said, how did you bring the resources to you? So I had already been a coach. I'm going to answer this quickly. I had already been a coach, if you were here earlier, and I declined in my depressive state. And I decided to come back out into coaching. But before I came out, I made a decision. Y'all need to learn the power of a decision. I know this ain't the first time you've heard this. make a decision. The decision I made is that I was going to make money and service equally important. Prior to that, I was the kind of person, like so many women are, I want to help people. I really want to help people. And you help other people at the expense of yourself. So, how that showed up in my reality was I was helping people all the time. I would be on the phone. I remember being on the phone with a mother who lived in upstate New York on a farm for like 2 hours. I was on the phone with her. This lady showed up to the call so needy and so ready and low energy and everything. By the time we got off the phone, this lady was zesty, alive, so thankful, ready to go. And I was tired as hell. No money. I got off the phone with that woman, went and washed my hands, and took a nap. Like, that's the kind of shit I would be in when I call myself, I want to help people. I want to help people. But somehow I didn't have money with the same level of desire as I did wanting to help people. So somebody here is asking me what made me depressed. You're hoping that I share that what I was depressed about is the same thing that you're depressed about, because then you can find a way to relate. Is that what's going on here? Does it matter what I was depressed about? Why does it matter? It doesn't. Okay. So my goal is to shift my relationship with wealth and money. That's the goal. And when I say wealth, I don't mean just money. I know everybody here thinks just money. When I say wealth, I mean to live, and to live fully is wealthy. To be an activated human being who can really fully engage with life is a wealthy act, is a wealthy way of being. Most people, I would say half of y'all, you're very afraid. Like, you're not even really living. You're not living. You walk around like this. You're skeptical of everything. You're scared to lean in, to express yourself, to love, to say what you mean, to engage the full contact sport of life. So you're not. That's poverty. That's so when I say wealth, I don't mean just money. I mean the wealthiness of your being. Like, how does it feel to be around you? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, how do you view life? Like, how you view life is wealth. If you view it through skepticism and doubt and fear, you lack wealth. So I was looking at expanding myself fully. Anyway, so in this time, I'm fully engaging. My joy is increasing. Oh God, I'm engaging fully. I'm finding out about things, and I'm going to them, and I'm talking to people, and I'm saying yes to invitations. I met a guy. He and I started dating, having a good time. I was shopping, which I love to do. Like, fully involved. Before you knew it, 7 weeks. Oh, I also went up to Paris while I was there. I went around Italy while I was there. I went to London while I was there, and just opening up my receptors to being alive and present in my body, fully activated here, fully here, not like what they want, or they don't speak English, or what they eating, or I'm scared, or what they gonna think, or I can't do that, or girl, they crazy. Poverty, poverty, poverty. That's what that is. Versus these people invite you to their house. I'm going. Somebody offers you something that feels too good. You're like, oh, that's too good. Well, then there you go. There you go with a life that is less because you don't trust good. Somebody's, pay you do this. Well, but you scared. You living like this. You scared of life because people like this. It's crazy out here. No, I didn't want. No, no. 7 weeks turned into 4 years. 7 weeks in Italy turned into 4 years in Italy. Matter of fact, Italy and France. I ended up in France for like a little over a year, and I was back and forth, mainly in Italy, but then I ended up doing like 9 months in Paris. Then I went to Italy, back to Italy, and moving around and having fun and Before you knew it, the cementing that I was looking for happened. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have bad days. I'm not saying I don't have negative thoughts. I'm not saying, I don't have, you know, fucked up, whatever you would call a bad day. Okay. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't happen, but none of it sticks. None of it sticks. None of it manifests in any sustainable way because I shifted my nervous system's relationship with interacting with all of life. This is the work of immersion. Me being in Italy was an immersive experience, my whole being. What's your point, Sissy, in talking about you brought Paris to you? What's your point? How is that contributing to everybody here? You just want to put that there and be seen and heard? So when you engage in immersive work, and when I'm saying this, I mean this from a really deep unconscious level where it penetrates the membranes of your whole being, and wealth at a multitude of levels penetrates the membranes of your whole being. There's a way that you don't even need to trust necessarily, and you're so willing to move on your inner knowings. And this really starts to make you really strange and delusional to other people. But it's not that you're delusional, like you're naive and you're just willy-nilly out here. It's just that you've reoriented your nervous system's relationship with being human in a body interacting with darkness all the time. So you're willing to interact with other people's darkness because the membranes of you have been penetrated so heavily with the full spectrum of life. So there's a sort of 24-hour light that's on in your being. So you don't need to trust because you operate from a light space. So you trust everything about the way you perceive, the way you move, the way you do. So it matters nothing about the external world, him, her, them, that, things going, modern events, and everything to do with the light that you are and that you are connected with. You see? So then you're able to do things with people, DM strangers, say yes to strangers where there's a yes there. The spirit, the light, yes. So to other people, that looks strange. Like you don't even know them. Why are you doing that? They don't even know you. How are you like going to meet him? You don't even. Well, how could you? Right? But you don't really know this until you get here in your actual experience. Before you get here, you just watch me and it sounds good, maybe. You see? But see, gods have to move like gods fully. That's why that lukewarm shit, that's why I say if you a God man, you must be making love to a God woman. You cannot be making love married to sex with all of this with lesser beings. You just can't. It's going to intercept your ability to fully integrate into the power and the light that would allow you to wield in supernatural ways. Same thing with a woman. With a woman, though, I can't get into that right now. I'm actually need to be in yoga in 8 minutes. I'm gonna be late. But that is a conversation worth having. That the chief reason why the Roman Catholic Church, white men, cut at the sexuality of women, cut at the sex power of women, is because they wouldn't be able to do what they've been able to do that has society living how it lives now if women were in sexual power. They could not do it. Y'all know, not y'all per se, but 99.9% of humanity knows nothing, zero. And actually, they have been greatly programmed to see, to experience a woman fully sexually embodied and what she's able to do, see, create, penetrate, have, influence, etc. This is why the effort was not on destabilizing men. Uh, well, modern day marriage neuters men in a particular way. It gets them very compliant with the system that the powers that be, but it hits them at a base nature level. So, yes, that's the male lens. Through the female lens, our power is in our life force, or as some of y'all call kundalini, in your sexual power. You cut that down on a woman, you don't have to worry about her being liberated. You don't have to worry about her being free. You don't have to worry about. But as soon as that activates and that's on fully, unapologetically, all of these systems that we complain about, the capitalism system, the government system, all the stuff y'all complain about can exist because women are not in their power. Men do not want a planet with no women. Men do not want a planet with no women. Not a healthy man. Okay? Women are the power. When a woman is on and sexually activated, she can do all kinds of wild, crazy, powerful things sexually when she's activated fully. That's a whole other conversation. So when your membrane, the fullness of you as a God, your whole membrane gets penetrated, and you do this intentionally to open up your receptors to being in the full contact sport of life, where you have a 24-hour light. So you can enter, it's like fear is not even real for you. It doesn't exist. I'm not saying you don't have moments of pause, but fear is not real for you. It's not, it's, it's a whole other way of living and being. And I really want that. I mean, right? Ideally, it's what God's required. Absolutely what God's required. It's just so many of us are not willing to do the hard things, the ego defined things. Anyway, so if you are somebody who highly values immersive experiences with your whole being, your body, and you're looking to bring your light, you're looking to transform, renew, be reborn, have fun, play, eat good, expand your capacity for so much good, so much joy, and you want an experience that is the catalyst for that, I'm inviting you into my Women in Italy experience. It's 8 days, September 16th to the 24th. I would love to have a phone call with you about how this could work in your life. June 28th is the last day. So before June 28th, your $1,000 deposit is due. If you come in after June 28th, the deposit will be more than double. Okay. So today is the 18th. So 10 days. Within 10 days, your $1,000 deposit needs to be paid to hold your spot. And of course, I'll share details with you and all that. You can also go look at some details on my page. There's plenty of posts there about women in Italy. You can read the caption there to find out more about what's included, full pricing, the breakdown of payment schedules, and all that. And if you'd like to have a transformational phone call with me about how women in Italy could be the catalyst to your transformation and open up your receptors to be in the full contact sport of life, that's my language. For you, it may be like how to improve your manifestation, how to own your full feminine power, how to become unapologetic. I would love to have a phone call with you. You can either shoot me an email. My email is in the description here on YouTube, or you can DM me here on TikTok. I would love it. All right, let me come over here and look at questions, and I gotta go. Any questions, YouTube? Mm. 30 seconds.